What's up everybody, this is my tutorial how to change the oil on a 50cc or a 150, they pretty much look the same, GY6 motor. And for this you will need a 17mm wrench, a catch pan for your oil, and a quart of new oil. And another helpful thing to have is one of these little nozzles I got from a gear oil bottle. It's a pretty handy thing to have, and I'll show you in this. First step is you gotta start your scooter. Just let the engine warm up a little bit and let all the oil get nice and liquid. Not that it's not liquid, but make it a little more flowy. Just kind of let it idle for a little bit. I already warmed mine up, so shouldn't really matter that much. Now let's get to the actual oil change part of it. So after you warmed up your scooter, you got the oil nice and warm. What you want to do is you want to take your catch pan and you want to put it right close up here with probably can't see in the video very well, but there's a little lip right here. You want to have the lip facing as far forward in that direction as you can, because as the oil gets low, it's going to start kind of wanting to fly the other way, and you just don't want to get it all over your floor. Not that much fun. So, you got your oil pan in place. What you're going to need to do now is take your 17mm wrench, and right below your fan, you're going to see a giant bolt, and it looks like a plug. And you want to take that, and you're going to kind of break it loose a little bit. There you go. You don't want to crank it up too hard. You don't want to strip or break anything. And you can do it with either a regular wrench or you can do it with a socket wrench. And you take it out, and all the oil starts flowing at you. And here, what you'll find is an oil filter on a little spring. And what you want to do is you want to kind of let everything drip and drain. Get up. You want to blow this through. Make sure you get all the little shavings out of the bottom of this cup. And it seems like I have a whole lot of them. Oh god, what has been going through my motor? I think it's that fancy looking paint on the side of my Naruko filter in my Naruko kit. And I can't believe how much garbage is in here. That's not good. You don't want to have a lot of garbage in here. So I'm cleaning this out. You can kind of wash it out with some of that used oil you got in there, which is not the best idea, but I'm making do what I have right now. And you can see the oil is draining. I'm still cleaning my bottom plug out. Because that stuff is really bad for your motor. It's going to get in between the bearing spaces and it's just going to screw everything up. So as I'm letting the oil drain, I'll just tell you, I guess, a little bit about my scooter. It's a 2008 Roketa 50cc. Was a 50cc. I got an Environmoto Stage 4 kit on it, and that pretty much upgraded the variator to 8 gram weights. You know, makes it accelerate a little better, gives you a little better top end. Then I have a 72cc kit overboard, 72cc overboard kit in it, which is a 47mm piston, I believe, versus a 39 stock. And it was pretty straightforward to put together. And it looks like the oil finished draining. So you want to take this, the spring, put the small end into the bottom of the cup, then take your filter, stick it in there. Make sure you blow it off nice and good and everything's nice and clean, because you don't want any extra stuff in there. And very gently put it back inside. Sometimes it takes a little finessing to do, but you put it right back in the hole where it came from. And you very carefully hand thread it around there. It's going to be kind of hard at first, because that spring is pushing down on it. But once you actually got it threaded, hand thread it until it won't go anymore, then take your wrench, give it about an eighth to a quarter turn more. See, this one, there we go, and you're all set. Now, what you're going to want to do is wash your hands off with something. Okay, the next step is actually to get your gear oil in. Now, right on the left side of the flywheel, you'll see a little dipstick. What you want to do is you want to just take that out, and you get your oil out. You should only take about 0.9 of a quart. This is a Real Purple High Performance Synthetic Oil. I really like this stuff. It, I don't know, I just think all around is just really good oil. And where did I put that little thing? And this little thing that I was talking about, this is going to help me get the oil into the hole down here. So I open up my oil. You always want to keep the cap, because I always dump the oil back into the quarts and send them to my, give them to my local auto shop, and they take it for free. And they dispose of it properly instead of, you know, dumping it down somewhere. It's not good. So you start putting it in there, and you can also use a funnel for this. For ease of use, sometimes it's kind of a pain to get a funnel in there. It's because everything is so small. So I use this little nozzle, and it seems to work pretty good. So I'm still filling it with oil, And the biggest thing is you don't want to overfill the oil, because if you overfill the oil, you can, most case scenarios what's going to happen is most of it is going to go through your breather box and screw up your air filter. Or worst case scenario, you can get into what's called hydraulic lock. And hydraulic lock is a situation where you got way too much oil in the crankcase and doesn't let the piston travel down through it. In which case, the best what's going to happen is you probably won't be able to turn your engine over. The worst, you will be able to turn your engine over and possibly even run it, but you'll end up breaking everything inside. So it's a bad idea. So always make sure you check your oil levels. Alright, so it seems like I got almost all of it in there. I'm going to let it sit for a second. Take your dipstick, put it in. Don't thread it in though, just put it in. Take it out, check your oil level. My oil level seems to be almost there, so I'm just going to add a little splash in there. Let it sit for a couple of seconds. Let all the oil drain into the crankcase and get all around. Put the dipstick back in. Check the level. You always want to make sure you wipe off the dipstick between oil change checks. We always want to wipe the dipstick off between checks. So I got this. The oil level seems to be fine right at the top, right where it's supposed to be. Screw it back in. And that's it. There's an oil change. Make sure everything is nice and tight. You don't want to over-tighten things though, because they'll cause you to strip parts, and getting replacement parts, certain ones are a pain in the ass. And it's some you don't want to, you know, break. Then you start your scooter up. Whoops. And you just want to let it run for a little bit. Check for oil leaks. See if you're leaking any oil down from this area. Seems like I got no oil leaks. My oil's changed. I'm good for another 5, 6, 700 miles at the most, but I like to change mine about every 600 miles. And always use synthetic. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and have a good